What is a sexual fantasy you've had for the longest time? Pulls out lengthy scroll that trails across the floor. A woman that cares about me. You sick freak. I'll pray for you. Getting a bunch of people to respond to a NSFW Reddit post, then jerking off to it. Meta, I like it. I've just wanted to hold hands. Kinky. I want to be edged, like be bound, also blindfolded, then fondled and teased for someone's amusement. Having my orgasm denied until I bust like a lil bitch. That has been a long-standing fantasy. I guess I really want to be pleased. I always feel like I am the aggressor and want to switch. A teacher or other older or domineering person teaching me how to have sex. Both normal and kinky. I mean, I'm not a virgin or anything, but I like it when someone takes charge and tells me what to do. At least in the bedroom. Being a girl with another girl. I'm a guy. Reality never equals the fantasy, which is probably why some post-transition TS are so unhappy when they complete their transition. Their dream, their fantasy is that they will become their ideal. When it becomes obvious that cannot ever happen, some of them regret trying to achieve the impossible. I'm a very tall, very large male, with a frame that could never become an attractive female. So fantasy is all I can have. To be wanted. Having David Lynch explain Twin Peaks to me while I eat cookies. For Principal Skinner and Superintendent Chalmers to fuck me with their steamed hams. Before or after the Aurora Borealis? You mean Super Nintendo Chalmers. Yikes. This is where my inner exhibitionist comes out. I would love to have sex in a storefront window for passers-by to watch. Not storefront, but fucking a girl up against a clearly visible hotel window is definitely a fantasy of mine. Sex itself is a fantasy to me. More specifically, I want to be wanted and desired, and to know that someone likes me. I'd also like to have a close companion for my life. Boning a short chubby goth girl who's kinda mean to me. I've wanted this since my emo middle school days. I'm in my mid-20s. Still hasn't happened. Yet. Getting dominated by a giant woman. Not a fat woman. Like a 6 feet 5 inches woman that can pick me up and throw me. Snoo snoo.
Snoo snoo!
CNC and free use. I used to imagine them on the way home from school when I was about 14 or so. I have a very specific CNC fantasy where I'm strapped down to a clapped out Bridgeport milling machine looking over at Prudence the safety goat while she degrades me for not wearing my safety glasses. For 13 years counting, I've been wanting to have sex. I'm a little past 20 and I haven't wanted to have sex for 13 years. Only about 10 ever since I learned what it was. I'm hoping you're older than 13 or those must have been some weird early years. Sex in the snow. I'm staring at 8 inches of slush right now and sex is the furthest thing from my mind. I'm staring at 8 inches. Well, somebody's proud enough to humble brag. Sexually dominating a snooty princess. Directly in her castle chambers. I'm a brat. Pretty much just a really naughty sub. Like to talk back and push buttons until my BF pins me down by my throat and takes me. Maybe it's the weeb influence but the butler mistress fantasy. Not for the abuse of authority or any of that, cause it would be gross IRL. But the aesthetic of the get up and the whole Victorian nobility maiden with her trusty confidant will always get me going for whatever reason. I have always really been turned on by single moms. They are busy and sometimes stressed out, so I feel like the sex could get really intense. It is. Sometimes a bit too intense. And then their husband comes home and it turns out they weren't actually single.